Good morning, everybody. It's the Saints man, small van courier driver on the 6. It's Saturday morning, Saturday the 28th. Don't need my glass, I'm not reading yet. And it's 9:15. Getting this done because I've got busy weekends, not working. Yay! My next working day will be Tuesday, which I've already got a job lined up. In fact, quite a long job actually, ended up in Exeter. Anyway, going back. Last video ended, I was in Morrison's car park on Wednesday the 25th in Exeter, Wednesday afternoon. It's funny enough, I've got the same job, what I did on Wednesday, I've got it next Tuesday. Didn't think I'd get another job, or thought I might do, hopefully, just to top up what I'd already got. I'd already got a good day's money anyway, so I was pretty much looking for anything, even small, just to top up. You there anyway, and I did get one. I got one from Axminster to Bristol. Axminster's a fair bit from Exeter, about, I don't know, 20 miles, 25 miles, but it was going to Bristol, and Bristol's a really good area. It was going to a services, Gordana Services, to meet an engineer. So I got to Axminster at can't remember what time now, but picked it up. It was a motor for an engineer needed fitted. I got £58 for that. That was about 90 mile, 85, 90 mile, but it got me to Bristol, which I thought that was my day. I'm over 200, I'm nearly 250 quid for the day, and I'm in Bristol, and it weren't too shabby, weren't too late, to be honest. 5:30, something like that, 5:45, and I thought that's a great day. No worries. So, you think you're finished, you're looking for somewhere parked for night, going to kip in the van. There was quite a few things to kip, but all of a sudden the job popped up, Bristol to Bristol. I thought, well, I may as well bid for it. And I looked again, and it was picking up from another courier, not far, about 2 miles from where I was, and delivering it for him the next morning, because he had to go home. Really nice bloke. I phoned... put the bid in. He said £40, and it was only going 8 miles, and I was staying in Bristol anyway, so I bid on it and got it. I was very fortunate because I was going to sleep in the van, and it weren't until I bid and got it I thought, oh shit, I'm going to sleep in the van. How am I going to sleep in a van if I'm bloody well got a load? I thought, and then he put dimensions on it, and luckily it was a very narrow pallet. It was about half a metre wide, so I got the job anyway. Went and met him in his van. We had to back up really close because it was, although it was a small pallet, it come from Glasgow, it was bloody heavy. It was about 160 kilos, but we slid it across, two of us. I said, have it. He went to put it in the middle. He put it in the middle of the van. I said, well, put it to one side because obviously I'm going to kip in here, and I'll just about sleep in it. He sleeps in his van. He got a Berlingo as well. Really nice bloke, come from Leicester. He got a Citroen Berlingo. He got the L2 version. Mine's the L1, so slightly longer. But his was a 10 plate. But he'd done 210,000 with no issues. Obviously service history. Let's get you straight. Obviously service history, but running sweet as. And he runs Scotland quite a lot back with stuff. So it's quite good to know. He loved my van because mine's pimped up a bit. Bull bars, got alloys. I didn't pimp it up. It's already pimped up. Silver in colour, his was white. He loved the silver, and obviously I've got the upgraded suspension, and it's been the horsepower. Mine's been remapped. So he loved mine. He said, "This is what I said." Well, the best thing about mine I like is the cruise control and the air conditioning. He said, "I ain't got either in that." He said, he got his own business, so he's looking. That's what he's looking to upgrade to. But I loved his L2 because it's just longer. So although I'm only 5'8", I sleep in the back of mine. I just about fit in because the bulkhead. I haven't got a bulkhead on mine. My seats go forward so I can put longer items in. Anyway, picked it up from him. He was happy. I was happy. It was going, and I found the company. It was outside of Bristol, Nailsea. Does that ring a bell? Near Nailsea. So I got some food. Got some food in Nailsea. I fueled up. Got a full tank of fuel. Parked up in a lovely little lay-by about 400 yards down the road from the company. Very quiet, B road, slept like a log. Absolutely slept like a log. Set the alarm for 7, although I weren't delivering until 9. I like to be up. try and get a wash. I've got my own wash kit and have a little cat lick, shave, clean the teeth, and then I looked for the supermarket. Tesco's was literally just up the road, so I was going to be there for 8, and toilet, and get a coffee, and get some grub, which is what happened. So that was Wednesday. Wednesday was a good day. I did 380 miles, but I earned £289, including this job. So, yeah, £289, including the job that I was delivering, because I was delivering it at 9 o'clock. I count that as yesterday, as Wednesday, not Thursday. So, delivered it Thursday morning. Didn't wait till 9 o'clock. Went in about 20 to 9. They were very happy, and they took it straight off. It was a 2-minute job, so that delivered that. Jobs, Bristol. If you're a van driver in Bristol, you can't. I don't think you can fail not to get a job first thing, because it just pings from 9 o'clock onwards. I've had it. I've never my take on it. I've never ever had a problem getting a job out of Bristol. You know, even little job, and there was a little job come up. It was 12 miles. I was literally half a mile from it. I quoted 20. I normally quote 30 quid, 25 sometimes, but I quoted 28 quid. I don't know why. I just put 28 down. Got it straight away, and it was Bristol to Bristol, and it was picking up from a medical. It was like a blood bank place. It wasn't blood I picked up. It was a sample, blood samples, but they deliver blood. It was where blood donors go and all this. But I took samples to a lab in Portishead. Does that ring a bell? Yeah. Not far. 28 quid. It was what, 170 a mile I got for that. Took me 40 minutes tops. And with that, another job pinged up. Bristol to Chippenham. There was a few jobs pinged up, but I thought I quite fancy doing this one. Small job. Again, it was only 20 miles. I think it worked out from Portishead to Bristol, picking up to Bristol to Chippenham, all in about just under 30 miles. I quoted 35 quid and got it straight away. It was literally one plastic container from an engineering company going to a little industrial estate in Chippenham. I can't think what it's called, but 35 quid. So I'd done 2 jobs. I was 63 quid, and it weren't much past. It was about 11:15. And while I was in Chippenham, jobs were pinging up. There was jobs pinging up from Bristol, which obviously I've got to go back. I thought, have I made a mistake coming to Chippenham? There was a job on there from Cardiff to Slough to Norwich, 290 miles, something like that. It was a lot of mileage, but I've done it before, Cardiff and I've got it before for 240. So I thought, you know what, and it weren't picking up till 4 o'clock. It was COVID, 10 to 4 o'clock in Cardiff. So I thought, if I put a bid, although I'm in Chippenham on that Cardiff one, then I've got to get a job from Bristol anywhere in Wales between now and then. And I thought, I'll get a job. I will get a job, I'm sure. So I quoted on it. Nothing happened. I just put the quote on and left it. So I'm still looking for jobs. And amazingly, a job popped up, Chippenham to London, central London, and it was SE1, central London, and it was 100 miles. It's going to involve congestion, so there's 15 quid. So I thought, do you know what, that's not the worst job in the world. I'll quote, beans I'd already done 63 quid. I thought, if I quote 135, I'm just under me 200 for the day, and I'm going to be finished. Even going central London, I'm going to be finished earlier. So I quoted 135, and I was only half a mile away. I got the job. He phoned straight away. Don't worry, I got the job, but I should have quoted more. The reason being, because I was half a mile away in Chippenham, I got it, and I was no dead miles. I thought, this is brilliant. But thinking about it, when I looked, I accepted the job. And I went and I cancelled the Cardiff job, because I thought, well, I ain't doing that now. And I cancelled it, and within a second my phone went, and it was the Cardiff job. And then as she phoned me, she went, "Oh, I've just seen you cancel a quote." I went, "Yeah." I said, "I've just picked another job up to London." I said, "So I can't do it." I said, "But you did leave it over half an hour." I said, "You'd only have to phone and I would have been looking to get to Wales." She went, "Damn, never mind." So I'm doing it. So that's gone. I forgot that job. So I'm doing the Chippenham to London. I don't particularly like London. I don't like it at all. But you do get good pence per mile. But it's not about pence per mile in London, as I've said. It's time. It's all about how long it's going to take you. But I thought this will do me. This job, finito. That'll be my day, 200 quid. And the amount of pence per mile, I could probably drive the 60 mile home. And I'd still be well in. So I picked the job up. It was from Wincanton Distribution Hub. And it was 4 items going to Waterloo. It was Waterloo, next to Waterloo Station, on Waterloo Road. And that's all I'd got. And it was the name of the company. But I got a phone number. So off we trots down to London. Nice driving. Down the M4, A4, over Hammersmith. And the traffic weren't too bad. I went right down to past Hyde Park, down back of Buckhouse, I went over Vauxhall Bridge. Police presence was enormous. There was a helicopter overhead. Whether there was something going on Vauxhall Bridge, there was 20 policemen in groups of 5, 4 groups of 5, 2 on the left side, 2 on the other side, at each end. So I went over Vauxhall Bridge, did a left Albert Embankment. I know London quite well. I used to chauffeur years ago, and it hasn't changed a lot. They can't put extra roads in London. Went along the Albert Embankment, and then I phoned up the number that was there to try and find exactly where it is on Waterloo Road, because you ain't stopping on. You got to really struggle to park. And the voice says, "Yep, you coming? Where you coming from?" I says, "Coming down. I'll be coming down Waterloo Road towards you." He says, "Opposite Tesco, the Arches." And I thought, the Arches, Waterloo Arches. This rings a bell. And he says, "We're under there." He says, "Go to the security, they'll tell you where we are." He said, "We're under the Arches, under the tunnel." And when I got there and turned in the Arches, I couldn't believe it, because I had to think, and it's got to be over 30 years ago, when I used to work for Royal Mail, and I used to take an Arctic down London full of bags of mail. It was weren't in cages, it was just loaded loose, and I used to take it to Waterloo Bridge, Waterloo Arches, because Waterloo Royal Mail used to be under the Arches, and you had to do it at night because the traffic and getting in and out was a nightmare. But at night you could get in, they used to leave it, and you could just back an Arctic onto a loading bay, just on a loading bay, and get it tipped. And we used to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I did this for about 6 months, and it had to be 30 years ago. I'm 58. Yeah, I was in my mid-20s. It was one of the first jobs I got for Royal Mail, which, and I'm back there in a little Citroen and delivering, and it was to the left, because obviously the Royal Mail's gone now. They don't put it on the trains at Waterloo. There's no Royal Mail. I didn't see any Royal Mail and nothing. It was all shut. So did that job, got it tipped. No hassle really. I mean, it's a pain, London, yep, and it took me a while, but didn't do too bad. And I just decided to get out of London. I was going to head north, and I thought, I'm just going to head home. I'm doing good money today, 200 quid. I'll set off for home, and I'll just get out of this London, get out of the, congestion zone. Which I did. I was going up, and I got towards the motorway, and at the M1, and I call it Scratchwood Services. It's London Gateway. I thought, well, do I pull in Scratchwood? Yeah, it was getting on. It was about, 4:45. No, well, it was earlier than that. It was about 4:15. And I thought, I'll pull in, I'll grab a coffee, I'm going to use the toilets, have a little chill, have a look at the feed. I phoned my contact in Northampton to see if he got a load for the next day, telling him I would be getting home if he wanted. He says, I ain't got none today. He says, but he could have some in the next hour, up until 5, so it was 4. And he says, but I said, well, I'll have a look around. I says, but I'm probably going to drive home anyway. But with that, a job popped up from Mill Hill, just round the corner, to Norwich, COVID test. And I was literally back on the motorway, junction 2, just down the road, first left, and it was about a mile. So it's about 4 mile from it. And I thought, I might struggle to cover that, because who wants to do that this time of night? So I quoted on it. What did I quote for that one? I quoted 109, and it was 100 and 25 miles. And I got a phone call. It was pick up 5:45. And I was there, so I got a bit of time. And I got it. And I thought, I might as well have just smashed today. I'll stay out again tonight, which I did. So I picked that COVID test up in London, North London. It was really posh. I had to meet a nurse. And even the courier said, we think it's someone famous because you're not got to knock on the door, you're not got to go near the house. You get 2 minutes away, you phone and you'll meet a nurse, and she'll give you a car registration and she'll have it with her. Which happened. It happened. And I phoned her. I was parked in a Waitrose car park just down the road, and I was literally a minute away, and I phoned to say I was around, but it was about 24 past 5. She said, I'm ready now. She said, I'm in my car now. She says, come up. She said, I've been sat here 10 minutes. I went, great. So I went up, and there she was, a nurse, and it was one COVID test kit. So that's me off to Norwich, Thursday. Didn't do too bad. Had a run, starving hungry on the way over there. Thought, I went up to Royston on the 506, the A506, went up the A1 and picked up the A506 to Royston and across, and it picks up the Newmarket, the A11. So it was a nice dual carriage all the way. Traffic wasn't too bad again. Said I was going to get there at 8:05. I put 8:30 because I thought I'm going to stop and get something to eat. Now on the way to Norwich, guys, you go to Norwich a lot. The Cottage Hall is the village you go through to get to it, just short of where it is. There's a fish and chip shop and there's a Chinese and an Indian in a village. And I thought, do you know what, fancy, got something to eat. Well, I didn't get any chips because the chip shop shut up at 8 and it was about 8:05. Chinese was open, so we had chicken fried rice and sweet and sour sauce, and put it in the van and dropped it off 10 minutes later, less than 10 minutes, dropped the COVID test kit off, and that was me done. And I park up in a lay-by back on the Norwich Ring Road. I've parked there about 3 or 4 times now. It is a bit noisy, but you are away from the main traffic by a good bit. There's like a curb and there's trees, and you're the other side, so it is quietish. And took there, but as soon as I delivered me COVID in the village it's in, Scotto Enterprise thing, just pulled out the other side of the barrier, ate my Chinese. Then when I parked up, I was parked up by 8:45, but I'd already set the back up with my sleeping bags when I was at the services at London Gateway, because I knew it was only a COVID test kit and nothing was going in the back, so it was all good. So that was Thursday, but the trouble is then you're stuck in Norwich, and if there's a lot of COVID test kits go to Norwich and a lot of small drivers stay over in Norwich, it's getting out of Norwich. But I trusted that on Friday, because it's Mad Friday, it's the Friday before the bank holiday, it's going to be manic, and it was. But what I did, I decided, I checked what money I'd done, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, Thursday I did 332 miles for £307. That's big money, big van money. Take off the 15 quid for me congestion, it come at £292, 88 pence for every mile I did. And because I tramped, stayed out for that night, I didn't have no dead mileage going home, which would have been a lot. And the day before, no dead mileage. So your pence per mile goes way up because you ain't doing no dead mileage. Well, 10 miles from where I dropped the COVID off. So I parked in a lay-by at Norwich, slept like a log. Absolutely, must have been, I was knackered. But I filled all my paperwork in, and I looked, I thought, I only need to hit my target, which is £1,000 a week. I thought, I'd done 954 quid up until then. So I'd only needed 45, 50 quid to go over. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to have this Friday where I'm running around like a blue arse fly all over the country and then getting back Friday night late, and then I want to enjoy my weekend. I thought, I've got a few jobs I need doing. I've got to visit my auntie. I've got a couple of other jobs I want to do. I've got some shopping to do. I thought if I could just get a little job, Norwich to the Midlands, Nottingham somewhere, and I'll try and get home for sort of 12, 1, 2ish. That'll do. Gets up Friday morning in the van, put the feed on, nothing close enough. Packed my sleeping bag away. I thought, yep, had a quick wash, got my bucket out, my water and all that. I've got these dry flannels, that your big flannel things that you wet, and you put your soap on it and then you swill. So I had a cat lick, had a shave, and looked at the feed. I thought, I know where Tesco's is in Norwich and Sainsbury's, not too far away. I thought I'll drive to Sainsbury's this time. On the way to Sainsbury's, job pops up. You couldn't make this up, let me tell you. You couldn't make this up. Norwich to Northampton. Pick up 8 o'clock. It is 7:25. Pick up 8 o'clock from Norwich Hospital. Going to NN4 Northampton, the labs, the 2030 labs where the COVID test kits all go. 3 miles from my home. No, 4 miles from my home. If I go the back road. You couldn't make it. I just thought, I'm having it. I'm going for it, and that's me done. I'm going to be finished. I'm not doing it. So it was altogether it was 114 miles, and I was about 6 miles away. So it's 120. I'd normally quote about 90 quid on that. Probably 85, 87. I quoted 76. I phoned. Lovely lady, and it got me done. There was drivers around, and I said, I can do that for you for 76. I know where it is, it's going and all that. And she said, great. She said, that's fine. I quoted online, but then I phoned as well. She said, are you who's quoted online? I said, yep. She said, I'll send it over. She says, it's samples. I said, brilliant. From the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital. Brilliant. 8 o'clock pickup. I got there at 5 to 8. It's huge hospital. But she didn't say where to pick it up from. So I'm thinking we had problems. I thought, let's head for goods in, deliveries, and we'll start there and work it. And I thought, I don't care if it takes me half hour to find these samples. I've got the job. It's 2 hours from Norwich, and I'm home. I'm going to be home. And it worked out that way. I went to Goods Inwards. They didn't know anything about it. I phoned the shipper, phoned her again. I said, you have no idea where you think it may be? What department? She said it should be in the goods in. I said, that's funny, that's where I am. I says, I'll just ask her. And she says, it's a black. And then he found it. It was on the shelf. So why couldn't he? I said, so why couldn't you find it? He says, I forgot we got that. They brought it down about half hour ago. I said, no. So didn't even have to go hunting around the hospital. It was in a box like that, sealed box, 2 seals on it. Weighed about ounces. It weighed ounces. It was polystyrene boxy things. Great. Drove. I stopped at Thetford because I was starving. Grabbed a Greggs, third service at Thetford, coffee, sausage and bacon baguette. Woof that. Fed me 2 chickens. If ever you ever been to Thetford services, going towards away from Norwich, going west. There's 2 chickens. There's 2 cockerel and a chicken wandering around the bloody car park. They always have been. Give them a few crumbs. And I was at 10:15, 10:20, I want to say. I was at Brackmills, delivered. I was home just after 10:30. I started work that day at about 7:45. I didn't even do 3 hours. Not quite 3 hours. Lovely jubbly. That's the week. That was my week. Because I finished, so I packed up. I even had to turn my phone off. I had couriers phone me. I've got myself unavailable. I still had couriers phone me. I said, I'm unavailable, mate. I said, I'm done. I said, I'm finished. I turned my phone off in the end because, I turned the tracker off and everything because it just pinged and pinged and pinged. It was Mad Friday, apparently, because a couple of mates phoned me and says they're just mad. So that was my Friday done. All finished. I did all my paperwork. I went to see my auntie. Start the weekend lovely. This morning, I'm relaxed. I'm going to sort my motorbike out. We're going out for it's only 9:45. I'm going out on the bike in about an hour. Going to have a quick shower. Go out on the bike, have a nice spin. Lovely jubbly. My week's totals. Friday, I did exactly 130 mile for £76. Works out, it wasn't brilliant, it was 58p, but I was home. I didn't care. I got me home. So my miles for the week was 1,475 miles. Yeah, 1,475 miles for the week, which is quite low for me. I normally do sort of 1,700, 1,800, but because obviously Friday I only did 130 miles, And I was sort of doing it because I stayed out. I didn't come back. I didn't have no dead miles. I tramped 2 nights, so there was no dead miles. So they weren't the 60 mile coming home or the 70 mile coming home. So yeah, 1,475 miles, and my earnings was 1,023 pounds, which worked out 69p mileage average over the week, which was bumped up definitely by Wednesday and Thursday. Monday I did 357 miles, £214. Tuesday 269 miles, £152. And then Wednesday, Thursday I did £290 and £307. So they're the 2 big days that got me over the line to have half day Friday. So yeah, busy. But I'm getting the money, but I am doing the hours. You know, I did 13 hours on Wednesday. I did 12 hours on Thursday. Yeah, I did 11 and 3/4 hours on Monday, but I just did 8 hours on Tuesday, and I did under 3 hours on Friday. So I'm doing the hours, but it's there. The money, the jobs are there, and long may it continue. Hopefully, next week's going to be a really short week. I'm not working now until Tuesday morning. I've got a job. I'm picking up. It's for regular, and it's to Cheltenham, Bristol, and Exeter. Long day, but I'll get to Exeter. I can leave at about 6 in the morning. Deliver Cheltenham at 8, Bristol at 9, Exeter 10:30, 11 o'clock. And my break till about 11:30 in Exeter. Morrison's is just up the road from where I deliver, and I'll get anything to come back up to Bristol or anywhere to get me over a good start. That's a good start. Wednesday I'm working, but I want to get back for bike night because Thursday morning there's 6 of us on 4 motorbikes off to Spain. We catch the Thursday night ferry from Portsmouth, going to Santander, and then we're spending a week in Spain and then coming back the following Sunday. So very short week next week, but it's been a good week. 2 nights tramping in the van. Not ideal. It ain't ideal. It does the job though. It gets me done. Yeah, and I do sleep. I think it's because I'm tired from driving. I do sleep. It saves hotels. Hotels at the moment are through the roof, so there's no way it's going to be a hotel. So yeah, just put up with it. I get a shower at service stations anyway, so it's not in case you can't get a shower. Make sure you take your flip-flops with you. I took a shower. Where did I take a shower? In Gordina Services, and they give me a bath mat and you throw it away. But I still put my flip-flops on in the shower everywhere, so I'm not touching anything. But yeah, they're not brilliant, but needs must. But I hope you're all making money. If you like or want to make comments and subscribe, I think it's down there. It's unedited, like I always say. I don't edit anything, it's as it is. But it's been a good week. Hope you make money. Speak next week.